What's up, ladies?
Nothing much. What about you?
Long time coming.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's not officially done yet, but what do you think of the room?
It's coming together.
It's coming together. I got the sign coming. We got to get another arm because, I got the table here.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the official launch of my podcast, which you two will be featured on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to switch the roles one day. You have to ask me questions, all right? But just to start, I wanted to talk a little bit about the team and what we got going on and maybe get a few clips out of this for the old social media and everything else.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
It sounds great to me. I mean, I think we're going to set the standard and be the stars of the show if you do that.
Okay, good. So I used to do this at Level. You both were with me at Level. And I really, if you remember, didn't put it out to the public, right? Because I wasn't trying to be the Joe Rogan of real estate, and everyone was starting podcasts. So I was really doing it more we had almost 80 agents, and I wanted to have a way to communicate, to send messages, updates on the market, interview lenders and title, and speak with the best agents. But I kept it in our internal group. But I just think hopefully, now not being the broker manager anymore and being a team and working side by side with everyone, I think this might be able to help more with clients, more with the market, more for some of the other things we're doing now,
Yeah, 100%. I feel like being with you from the beginning over at Level and then now, you've done your own transformation because it's true what you said. You were more in a management role and now you're doing primarily sales. We have still a good team. I mean, we're more close-knit for sure, but I think we're all doing better too because now we have you more often for us within this small group and we're all doing better in return.
I appreciate that. Yeah, when I was running Level, I still had my closest agent / team, but I wasn't every day trying to work with you, right? I was still doing some sales, but I had 80 people to talk to,
Yeah.
There's just so much more responsibility on your shoulders when you're a manager, and now that you're back in sales, you're able to really focus on the clients and driving the team and coming up with more creative ways to communicate, like the podcast.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm trying to be more client focused. So with that being said, hopefully over time this will be a little less stiff and a little less real estate, and we'll get to show our true authentic selves, get to show our personalities and everything, and sprinkle in some cool stuff here and there. With that being said, ladies, it's April 22nd as we film this, and the world is a little shaken up over the last few weeks. So I think the most poignant topic is going to be what's going on in real estate, how everything going on in the world is affecting us. And one of the things I wanted to do is kind of pair that along with us being in South Florida going into what we call not our season, right? I'm talking to other agents in New York and other parts of the country that are looking forward to going into their season, and we're the opposite here, right?
Yeah.
So I would say just to kind of summarize this and get a few bullet points out, and then you guys can expound. The last 3 weeks, it's been slow as far as the amount of showings. But I look at what happened last year and kind of try to find some parallel, similarities between what happened in our market and right now. Other than some world economy stuff, thrown in, last year there was a late start to season, or maybe I should say like a late bump that we had after season. I remember thinking, oh wow, I feel like it was a little slow, and then all of a sudden after season traditionally ends, we had a good amount of sales.
We did. And
then I spoke with a ton of clients that were like, what do I do? Do I list before summer? Do I not list before summer? I'm gonna have to pay for staging and this and that and days on market. And I just kind of want to touch on that because I feel like that's the same conversation I'm having right now. Yeah, there's some geopolitical stuff thrown in the mix, but I think hopefully the last 30 days is more of like a breath, like an exhale of the market.
Yeah.
And that if we get a little bit of good news, or it's not the end of the world, we could see that kind of good summer potentially kick in again, right? Because it's not 20 years ago. We're not such a seasonal little beach town anymore. And that includes Fort Lauderdale and Pompano and the surrounding areas.
I think you're right. A lot of people are moving here full time, and that means that they're going to be looking full time. And last year, there was definitely a drop off in our foot traffic, but a pickup in our sales. And so I think people are going to be more intentional and honing in on targeted appointments. They only want to be seeing the most relevant properties, and people just need to be ready. They need to show well. They need to be priced right. Those kind of properties, I think, are going to have the most movement.
It's a really good point. And to say what you said slightly different, when I'm talking to people, like I was on a listing appointment yesterday, and I said, in January, February, March, you might have 10x the amount of people in town,
right.
but you have 10x the amount of listings going up at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the right person that knows what they want, that's looking right now, I'm still selling properties, condos, single families. So I saw that last year, told people that, and was able to deliver on that a little bit. Yeah. You're working with some buyers right now. They're real buyers, right?
Yeah, I'm working with a lot of buyers right now. I feel like the same thing is happening with this year from last year, which is things are picking up now post-season, which is funny because obviously usually it's the opposite for us. But a lot of buyers are looking right now, both primary and investment.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny because although we have so much inventory, I find myself now calling still off market a lot.
Okay.
Because there's so many unrealistic sellers still, which is the one problem I'm having right now with
So when
buyers.
you call off market, what are you doing? Explain that.
So essentially, I have a couple buyers that want something very specific, whether that's a very specific community or neighborhood. I call within that. And I look for people who have owned, obviously the longer the better, 20 plus years. And I ask, have you ever thought about selling? Do you know what it's currently worth? And I've gotten a couple of responses from that so far. Which has been good.
So that's good. I've done that over the years, and I like the fact that our team does that. And not only do we have 10 people on the team right now, but we also have what we call ISAs, internal sales agents, right? So I've been telling the clients this too. Hey, if you're a buyer and you want us to source something for you, we can do that.
Yeah.
Our ISAs can dial a neighborhood. We can target a neighborhood. We do that with phone calls. We do that to off market. We do that for people looking to sell. Mm-hmm. We can do that with cash for keys. There's a lot of different messages that we can do. And we're not just the agents who go on the MLS and send you what you could see on Zillow, right? We'll find the property you want. So that's great. I tell the sellers that as well because that's also how we source buyers sometimes, right? We can see the feeder markets, where people are coming. And for example, we did very well the last several years. It wasn't just in, let's call it the Pompano new construction boom, but I remember one of the first times I really noticed this was, remember when the Conrad still had developer units?
Yeah.
Now it's resales, but there was a time where the developer was selling them directly. And I ended up running a lot of ads. We do a lot of digital and doing a lot of outreach. And at some point I realized there's people in West Broward County, the Parklands, the Westons of the world, right, that want a beach condo. Yeah. You know where I'm going with this. And people thought we could only find New York buyers or South American buyers or people coming from out of state or empty nesters, right? It's not necessarily the case. Sometimes they just want to have another condo and have a place where they can leave West Broward and hang out on the ocean and have their beach home for the weekend.
I just did that with a buyer.
There you go. So that's still working with me with Solemar. It worked with me with Casamar, Sabia. These are some Pompano buildings that I'm naming, but as well as the condo hotels on the beach, right? Bridget, you still have a nice condo hotel listing right now, right?
I do. I have the penthouse at the Hilton.
Okay, that's a great option. Yeah. How big is that? Tell us about it.
That one is just over 2,400 square feet. It wraps around the entire oceanfront corner of the building, and it's 2 bedrooms plus a den, 2.5 bath. It's really unmatched.
What are you asking?
We're asking 1.1.
Okay.
Really big steal for a condo that large on the beach.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, I you know what? I have a cool idea then. I'm looking at my producer and editor and the cameraman over here. We wanted to keep this one short, right? And this was the first test run / dress rehearsal, right? But hopefully we're all dressed nice enough that we'll actually use it. I think there were some good talking points. I don't want to go too long, but let me name a few more of our favorite listings. And then what we'll do is take some of the pictures and or digital collateral that we have and maybe drop it in here in the video a little bit. So, Bridget, you named sorry, not the Conrad. You named the Hilton Penthouse. What else do you have around that right now, or that we have as well?
We also have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath south corner at Las Olas Beach Club. It's
a gorgeous unit.
Gorgeous unit.
What floor is that on?
That one's on the 21st floor. So you've got really an amazing vantage and incredible views over.
It's the 07 line, so it's all glass, right? And we'll put some of the pictures up, and we have our video on YouTube for that one as well.
Yeah.
That will maybe drop a link, or I don't know how it works, but we'll figure it out.
We'll drop a link down in our descriptions.
All right. And then we just list the Jackson Tower, right?
We did, yeah. 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath, wraparound south corner unit.
I love Jackson Tower.
Yeah.
That's a good unit too.
That one is
huge balcony.
And it's been remodeled too. Really custom kitchen and custom primary suite.
Okay. And then Anna, you and Bridget and I just did a video for the big penthouse we have.
Yeah.
Upper Penthouse 3 at Solemar. So I have a bunch at Solemar right now. So just so everyone knows, we have some really good 2-bedroom options, including a middle penthouse that was totally custom designed and turnkey. Everything's included. So we'll show that one. And then I have some really nice north corner and south corner flow-throughs on low and medium floors as well for everyone. And that's a brand new building. We'll talk more about Solemar in some of our social media and future podcasts as we talk about Pompano in general. But there is one crown jewel of this building, and for $7,990,099, do you remember the big boy we have? Tell us a little bit about that.
Penthouse 03?
Yeah, Upper Penthouse 03.
Upper Penthouse 03. So we've got 5 bedrooms, a den, and staff quarters.
Okay.
It's pretty much like a home in the sky, and you've got panoramic views all throughout. The master bedroom feels like its own apartment.
Huge. Every side of the master bedroom opens to the
incredible.
Yeah.
Wet bar,
To the balcony.
walk-in closets, the bathroom. I mean, you could live in there completely without even having to step foot in the rest of the.
So really cool upper penthouse.
Yeah.
There's only 2 true upper penthouses in the building, and when I say true, because these have a rooftop private. Complete corner, almost 3,000 more square feet up there, with a jacuzzi, with a summer kitchen, and our northeast corner was the premier corner because nothing obstructs you all the way to the lighthouse, to Hillsborough Mile. I mean, you see all the way to...
You can even see the Boca Resort.
You can see all the way to Boca, I was going to say. So that's a real cool unit. And other than that, I would say... just every seller is going to be saying, why didn't you mention it in my listing, David?
Yeah.
I can't forget, we have a really cool double unit penthouse level at Las Olas 100, which is looks directly down Las Olas, looks to the east, gets ocean, 43rd floor, and
That view is incredible.
crazy, right?
Crazy.
2 balconies, one. So we have a lot of good condo product, and I didn't want to make this all about listing, but I thought it was a good way maybe to end our first talk. I think we hit the summer. The next few weeks we're going to find out if we get another pop, some of our good inventory, and anything else you want to add?
No, I think we covered it all.
We're good? All right, short and sweet. I'm happy with the podcast. Appreciate you ladies, and we'll keep getting better, and we'll keep getting a little broader on our topics. And next time I want to find out about us individually. All right, you're on the hot seat. Get ready. Okay?
Sounds good.
Rapid fire, 5 questions right now.